I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. During an Instagram Live last week, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez blasted white supremacy in the U.S. Her comments came days after 10 people were killed in a racially motivated shooting in Buffalo. The New York Democrat called out conservative commentators Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro, and Candace Owens by name, saying that white supremacists cited them, quote, as justification for their murders. This accusation has been rejected by many on the right, who say Democrats are using the horrific tragedy to try to silence popular conservatives. Let's listen in for more.
Thinking or seeing as these shootings as kind of random tragedies, and really acknowledging that the fascist white supremacist movement in the United States is building a war infrastructure. And I don't say that lightly, I don't take that lightly, but you just need to look around. They are creating their own propaganda. They have successfully transmitted that propaganda very broadly on television, on the internet, using algorithms, etc. There was a goddamn insurrection on the Capitol of the United States led by white supremacists. 7 people died. They tried to interrupt the peaceful transition of power in the United States, and it was just a test run. We need to really understand the severity of what is happening right now. What happened in Buffalo was a person who was a part of that movement. This is not about mental illness. We are beyond that. We are well beyond that. These are people who are citing their direct influences. They are citing their political goals. They are articulating very clearly what their motivations are. They have a defined and very well articulated worldview that is white supremacist and fascist in nature. They have a theory of change. They do not believe in democracy. They believe in violence in order to attain their political ends. Because they are not a majority. And the only way, truly, that they see a path to power is through violence and subjugation of people who are not like them, not only in identity but also in belief. These are not random incidents. They are part of a plan. It is an unfolding of a movement. We know this. This is not crazy conspiracy stuff. It's not. You see the way that they've organized, whether it's Proud Boys or whether it, all of these different factions that showed up. Just look at what happened on January 6th. They all showed up in flags, and they all showed up with flags and with names and this, that, and the other. This is not about mental illness. And we're not going to stigmatize people with mental illness by doing that. We're not going to do that. Nope. Because I know plenty of people who have even had mental crises or have struggled in their mental illness. When they have a crisis or when they have an issue, their motivation isn't to go out and racially target Black and brown people for murder. That's not mental illness. That's white supremacy. And I just think that we have to understand that we have crossed a threshold. And this is organized. This is organized. He cites Tucker. These people have cited Tucker Carlson. They cited Ben Shapiro. They cited Candace Owens as justification for their murders. I'm tired of this equating, the left and the right are just as violent. No, they're not. The vast majority of domestic terrorism in the United States is funded by white supremacist organizations. When Donald Trump became president, one of the first things that he did was cut funding to white supremacy de-radicalization programs. That was one of the early things that he did. We saw what happened in New Zealand with the shooting. They're citing right-wing propagandists as justification for their murder. This is infrastructure. You have information, you have propaganda, you have arms, you have organizing, and these are efforts that are being funded. They're being funded by billionaires. They're being funded by oligarchs. They're being funded by networks like the Koch brothers and the Mercers. They've got money, they've got weapons, they've got propaganda, they've got, this is an organized effort. They've got lawyers, they've got Ted Cruz and PowerPoints about how they're gonna overturn United States democracy. This is what is happening right now. And we have to open our eyes and recognize that, you know, the American exceptionalism into thinking that our democracy here is infallible is wrong. We're not infallible. And we have a responsibility to protect each other, to protect our democracy, to protect our rights.